नमस्ते राजू जी।
नमस्ते उषा जी, कैसी हैं आप?
नमस्ते, फाइन
एकदम
सर,
मस्त।
मस्त
Okay.
सर।
चलो, गुड टू सी यू ऑल। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आप लोग अब इतना समय निकाल के हमारे सेशंस में आते हैं, गेट सेटअप के इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे आते हैं। रियली अप्रिशिएट दैट, appreciate the time. Hi Uma, how are you doing?
Good evening, Raju.
Uh,
For a
well,
long time, I've been waiting for this session. Because every time, whenever we buy a new phone, we have to depend on our children or husband to know what has to be done to transfer all the data. So you'll be giving the full details from the start to end, or?
Yes,
Yes.
I will be dealing with all the data that, and I'll be doing it in a. I'll be sharing information in a way that which you will be able to do yourself. You know, there are various ways, of course, some of which are quick, some of which are they are instrument centric also, in the sense that in the instrument there are options to do that. So we'll be going through all the majors, as I say. We'll be doing that.
But this is becoming a difficult, for elders actually, people who are not ready. We have to always depend on someone.
Don't worry. After the session, you will rush to the market to get your new phone and transfer all the data there. I'm very sure you will do that after the end of the session there.
I want to tell you one more thing. Last time what I did, actually the last session, DigiLocker I actually opened. I told
Yes.
earlier I had done before some few years back. So I forgot everything again by mistake. I again opened. Now what has happened is showing 2-3 logins. So now I wrote a letter to them. There in the Google I searched, there is one help desk. So I would ask them, request them to delete all my accounts so that I can start afresh.
Okay. They will do that. As a matter of fact, and I don't know how they made 2 or 3 accounts, because the DigiLocker is linked to an Aadhaar card. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Username. It is showing 2-3. It is my mistake, not theirs.
Okay.
I already opened one long years back. No, I forgot. I again immediately after your session, the very next minute, I started doing it. In that excitement, I forgot.
They will take care of that. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, Ravi. Long time no see. Good to see you at the session. Okay. Welcome, Maya. Welcome, Neelam, Vinita, Girija, Rita, Marilyn, Mukul. We have our colleague Ishita. She will be the one. You can see the lovely lady there. She is our TA and technical assistant, as we call it. Let's not go into short forms. She's a technical assistant and our technical support. Of course, she will introduce the session and of course some things about Get Setup, taking our time away, and of course she'll be answering the chat messages which she can. Otherwise she'll leave it up to me to handle that, and you'll see her in many more sessions across Get Setup. She's a lovely lady, really starting new, and of course fresh blood is always welcome in at any platforms. Over to you, Ishita. Please carry on. I will just make you the co-host so that you can continue from there itself. I have done that and hope the permission is there at your end also. Okay.
Yeah, I've received it. Thank you so much for your kind words.
Ciao.
Yeah, I'll just begin introducing everybody. So before we start, we are educators and a training organization. We do not sell anything or receive kickbacks from any product or service. The session is being recorded for participants, and if you want a link to the session, you can email us at help@getsetup.io, and you should receive an email soon after that session. Email after the session will also have a feedback form, and you can fill that as well. Chat is available. You can any of your questions there, and either me or Raju sir will definitely address it. Make sure that you mute yourself when you're not speaking, so then everybody can hear sir very clearly. Our mission is to classes across technology.
Ishita, voice not clear.
Back. Fine.
No, it is not clear.
Can't hear you. Can't hear
Yeah.
you.
I don't know why. Give me a second. Maybe it's because of my Wi-Fi. It's a bit weak right now.
Now it's okay. It has improved.
Okay, great. Continue like this only without sharing the screen. Anyways, you should receive a feedback form soon after the session. It's normally kept at 4 stars, but you can change that as and when you wish. And yeah, if you have any other queries or you want to, it'll be lovely if you could spread the word out to other people as well. Anyone in your friends, family, or organization who you think might benefit from these classes, then that would be great as well. Yeah, thank you so much. I'll pass it along to Raju sir.
Okay, thanks, Ishita. Sorry, yeah, Ishita. This time I got it right. Otherwise, I call her Isha and whatnot. That old age problem. Get confused with names. Even my elder sister, when she needs to call out to me, she'll call out to all the 6 siblings that we are, and my name last. That's how it happens. But somehow, it's getting into me also now. Okay. So yes, what we are doing is we are going to be speaking about changing phones. Literally call it changing phones. Okay, that we have a device, and of course, what we want to do is because of any reason, be it technology upgrade or be it a gift from one of the loved ones or any reason, we want to upgrade into a better version. The biggest challenge that we face there is number one, as to how do we transfer data? That is the first thing. Okay, when we are referring to how do we transfer data, everybody asks that. I, put up another question. Okay, question is best answered by a question, in the sense, what data needs to be transferred. That is, that's of importance. Okay. So we kind of segregate things in the sense that number one, anybody in general would say that please update, transfer all my data. Okay, I want a complete mirror from this phone to the other phone, right? As to what I am using. Now, that is the maximum that you can do. Yes, for that, the advanced phones, nowadays, they have a built-in feature there within their settings itself. You should always explore if you are transferring data from, to one of the latest versions of either Android or the iOS. If you are if you're upgrading there, go into your settings and check for, a few words like clone phone, or migrating data, or just type these words in, and there is a possibility that that app may be present there. This is this is not related to all phones, like I said. I do know some of the later phones of Samsung, of the company Samsung, they have this feature. You can transfer data straight off. Okay. Now, if that is not the option, then what? That's number one. Well, if that is not the option, of course, the best place is, the most, I would say, safe, secure, and easy place to save up on your data is on the email ID that you're using. I'm sure all of us have use an email ID. Okay. If you have not configured it onto your phone, configure it. Number one of the first things. Okay. And when we configure an email ID, okay, for example, I'm talking about Google. Google has a Gmail ID, and most of us, Gmail is the most popular, email, or rather the most popular ID itself. Go into your, open a Gmail ID. Open your ID onto the device itself. That is number one. From there, there are a few apps. Number one, you have pictures. Okay. The important data that you feel that which should be transferred to the new phone is the first and foremost is contacts. We have hundreds of contacts which otherwise we would need to feed in manually. We don't want to do that. And when we don't know who is calling, we normally do not answer the phone also. So the thing is, number one priority is of course contacts. So what we do in Google itself, there are various ways by which you can transfer your contacts from one phone to the other while you are using the old phone. Set it up in the old phone in such a way that when you migrate to the new phone, you will get all the details there. If your email ID is there, if your Google account is there on the old phone, synchronize photos and synchronize contacts. These are the two things that you synchronize. Once you have synchronized that, I would say about close to 80% of your job is done. Okay. In the sense that, the rest is apps. Okay. Most of the apps that we use, okay, what they do is, if you are using any of the fun games or any of the apps, that are there, they ask for us to, create an account. Okay. Like, for example, if I'm using Netflix on my phone, I have the Netflix app. Netflix app, I need to have an account, okay, to use that. If it is Sony Live app, I need to have an account. The account is not device based. The account is not that particular device based, in the sense that if you have I would say an Android 5 phone, anyone, whether be it Oppo, be it Real, be it this, that, you're going to migrate from there to the upper, say an Android 10 version. Now, all these, what we call it, these accounts, as we call them, these accounts are there. Even if you kind of do a factory restore, or for any reason you log out of the app, you will again have to log in. Okay. So those apps, as long as you are retaining the number, as long as you are retaining the cell phone number, or what best I say is, any kind of an account that you create it with an email ID, and create it with the email ID which you are using. Not that I have to log in. I want to create a Spotify account. I will create a new email ID. No, don't do that. Use the existing email ID to literally create any of these accounts. These accounts, number one, they are not, device specific, in the sense that if you're changing your device, the second device on which you download that app, you would be able to log in using the same credentials that were there before. You don't have to create a new account. The first thing that we covered was your mails. Nothing happens to that.
Raju,
Yes.
That includes Google, like Google Pay, PayZapp. Those are all.
Yes.
It doesn't require. It is not device based, no.
No. Like anywhere where you have to create an account. Okay. Be it Google Pay, be it your banking apps, be it any of the music or film, or any app where you have to create an account or give your cell number to log into that particular app. That app, you just need to download it into the second unit and start functioning straight off. All the features that are there, in the app, they will function as it is. If you have saved any things, like for example, we do all these painting apps and the cross stitch apps and so on and so forth. If you have saved certain things on that app itself, when you log in from your new device, you will get all that data that is there until and unless you have deleted the account. Okay. So this is what, the apps, this is what pertains to the other apps. As far as WhatsApp is concerned, okay, and as far as WhatsApp is concerned, that is again one of the big challenges. Okay, we lose our WhatsApp messages. In WhatsApp, in the settings itself of WhatsApp, okay, there is an option to back it up, and you can back it up periodically. Okay, and it asks you for an email ID or for a cloud where it backs up those, the services, the data itself. If you want the entire data, like for example, media, all the pictures that you get or all the videos that you get, if you wish to kind of do a backup of that, you have to give those permissions. And that, when it creates the backup, it will take all that up into the cloud. And when you again use, when you insert the SIM into the next, into the next device itself, and you download WhatsApp, when you enter your number and so on and so forth, it, sends you the SMS for configuration. When it does that, it will prompt you, that there is data stored XYZ at this place. Do you want to synchronize it onto the device? Give it the permission, give it some time, and enable your Wi-Fi. Any data that you back up or you download from the cloud, it is advised that you do it over the Wi-Fi because the data is slightly larger, and sometimes the phone internet literally is not that effective for that. So this is, this is about that. And of course, say, for example, you are migrating, now post that, what I will be doing is I will be sharing screen from my Android device. And, when you use a device, that's what I say, when you use a device, synchronize it and synchronize the data also there. Okay, I will show you, things like synchronizing. How do we synchronize the Gmail? How do we synchronize the contacts? How do we synchronize the pictures? Now, these, of course, I do take different sessions for that. But here, I will just be touching the synchronizing part, not the functions of contacts or the functions of email and so on and so forth. So that is, about it. And any questions, before I log in, any questions? Any questions so far?
I have a question.
Yes, Sheila.
Yes. Why does the phone become slow?
There are various.
Too much
Yes,
of data or photos in it?
Yes, that's why, in the session for smartphone health, that is what I always recommend, that you store your data in the cloud. Most of the data, store it in the cloud, especially photos, because they, they occupy a lot of space there. So the phone becomes slower, number one, because of the data. Number two, there is a possibility that, the browser itself, especially for internet browsing, that the browser has a lot of cache memory in it. You need to clear the cache memory also. If you clear the cache memory from the browser, the browser speed increases. That is number 2. And of course, if you use cloud services, there are times, there are those, there are many of us who do not use cloud services or do not, like them as such because of the technical steps and all. For them, there is an option that, there is an SD card, the small micro card that is there. Things like, especially like, the audio files or the photos, you should do a setting in such a way that, if you're clicking a photo, it gets saved onto the SD card rather than the device. And if you are uploading any audio files, instead of putting it on the device, keep it in the SD card, because that is additional memory. That is not phone's memory. Okay. So then and of course, there are other things also, which I have covered in the smartphone health, session. Now, these are all actually interrelated, but yes, you're very right. Why does it become slow? That is a big question. And now,
I got a question. Can I ask?
your voice is a bit breaking. Yes, Deepak, please continue.
Yeah. See, I have got a mobile where at times it gets copied on Google, or at times it gets on Samsung Cloud. So I don't know how to change the setting.
Well, yes, that is a very genuine, question that you've asked. One of the things is, like Google, if you are using Google and you have a Google, account, I would suggest that you back up everything onto Google account. Okay. Most of the phones, especially the phone companies, they are offering their own cloud services and their own app store also. That is why we get tempted, like if you're using a Samsung, it will say, create a Samsung account and we will upload everything to the cloud and, your data is safe and so on and so forth. The thing is, that is another source itself. Okay. Once you create that Samsung account, by default, you can call it that everything that you do on the phone is being uploaded there in the cloud, in the Samsung account that you have created. You have to delink that account literally, from the phone. I mean, I did that same mistake with my previous handset. It was an MI handset, and I created an MI account. Of course, this was a long time back, and at that time I wasn't very much into synchronizing and keeping things in the cloud. So what happened? I lost a decent bit of data there because it was onto the MI cloud, and when I didn't buy an MI phone, and when I did not buy an MI phone, the data did not come down from there. So again, before using these cloud services, especially of the manufacturers, be very sure that, if you are going to repeat the handset, you buy the same brand, then it becomes much easier. If not, then opt for Google or Yahoo or...
Now I'm not able to figure out how to transfer Samsung data to an SD card or to Google.
Okay. The data that you have on the phone, we will be going through some of the apps, the Google apps itself, and we would be doing the sync, the synchronization from there itself. Okay, so just allow me to share my screen. Of course, my screen is shared, and one of the things that you see here is, Google. Okay. Now I go on to Google, and in Google, I have all these, apps, right? The thing is, if you look at it, I'm going through one by one, very technically. Okay. The first one, Google. Okay. The first Google, as we call it, this is the search engine. Irrespective of where you open it, it will remain the same, right? So you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to transfer, the search engine from one phone to the other. There is no point in doing that. Okay, and you will not be able to do that. The second thing, of course, Gmail. Now, Gmail is web-based. That is the first thing. It is web-based, and you can configure it to the next, phone also, in the next phone, and everything that is there on the mail will come up there, irrespective whether you have synchronized it or not. That is one thing. Okay, so do not be afraid that, I have 12,000 messages in my Gmail, I will not get them there. No, it doesn't work. Your Gmail ID, it is account based. It's an account that you have created. You just using another device to log into that ID itself. So do not worry about the Gmail ID, or that your ID will not be transferred. Number one. And even, if you are kind of very still very, you're still in doldrums whether I should do that or not, go into, tap those 3 horizontal bars on the left hand side, and from there, go into what we call it, the settings. Okay, now the settings is the gear thing that is there right at the bottom itself. Okay, you tap on your settings, and when you tap on your settings, of course, these are multiple email IDs. I have multiple Gmail IDs on on this phone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 email IDs of Gmail I have on one phone. Okay, and it doesn't pose any problem. I do, in the general settings, I check for this account, and I come in here. Okay, when I come in here, it gives me all the notifications, XYZ, conversation view, smart features, and smart compose, smart reply, meet, nudges, data usage, sync Gmail. Okay, I sync it. I sync it in the sense that even if I'm using this, sync has got nothing to do with transfer. I'm just telling you the sync. This sync is literally for synchronizing matters across devices, across the cloud itself. The sync Gmail is on. Number one, enable sync Gmail. The moment you wish to change your phone, enable sync mail. And days of mail to sync, I just check on 1 day, every day it will literally sync the mail itself. Okay, so then now this is one of the features which you need to if you're using Gmail or any mail, this feature is available in all the mails itself. Okay, then I go back into the settings itself, and from the settings, what I do is I have my contacts. My contacts are on Google. Okay, if you do not have the app, download the Contacts app. There is an app there, Google Contacts. Download that. I did a session a few days back on that. Download that. And when you go into contacts, now, when I tap on contacts, you can see all my contacts are there. Okay, all my contacts are there. And now this is the contacts for one email ID. If you have, because I'm accessing that email ID, the settings of that email ID. Okay, all my contacts are here. And what I do as a precaution, I save my contacts in Google Contacts. Okay, उषा जी, ये जो मैं कह रहा हूँ, ये अभी जो Google Contacts वाला जो मैंने सेशन किया था, उसी के बारे में. अगर आप Gmail यूज कर रहे हैं अपने हैंडफोन पे, तो जो Google Apps में अगर आप देखेंगे सेटिंग्स में जाके, तो कॉन्टैक्ट्स है. अगर कॉन्टैक्ट्स नहीं है तो कॉन्टैक्ट्स का ऐप आप डाउनलोड कर लीजिए, और ये सारे कॉन्टैक्ट्स उसमें आपको दिख जाएंगे. So again, the contacts are there. As soon as you open up your email ID there, the contacts will automatically come there. Okay, So you do not need to, पहले हम लोग करते थे कि भाई transfer the contacts to the SIM card, वो SIM card में पता चला 100 वो ही enabled है, तो हम SIM card लगा के पहले वो 100 कॉपी करते थे, फिर उसके बाद उसको डिलीट करते थे, फिर उसके बाद दोबारा लगाते थे. Nothing of that sort. You don't need to do that. Okay. And these processes which I am telling you, which I am sharing with you, are based on the fact that you are not downloading any additional app for that. Additional app अगर आप download करेंगे मैं वो भी दिखाऊंगा. I will show that also. Now you see your contacts are taken care of. Once your contacts, your पहली चीज आपकी email ID, दूसरी चीज आपके contacts, both are there. अब let's go back. Okay. And now again, हमारे जो second जो चीजें जो उसके बाद जो situation आती है वो ये आती है कि हमारी photos कहाँ जाएंगी. Okay, where will the photos go? Now I have ठीक है, इधर मैंने काफी सफाई नहीं की है अपनी photo gallery की, तो I'm just opening the photo gallery. तो it has all these ये जितनी भी मतलब मैंने इधर पिछले दिनों में फोटो खींची हैं वो सब यहाँ पे है. The thing is बहुत सीधा है. आप इसको again आपका Gmail का अगर अकाउंट है, Google फोटोज है अगर आपके पास, आप फोटोज को खोलिए और फोटोज को जब आप खोलेंगे तो आपके पास जो है वो अपलोड का I have Yahoo Mail. Yes. There is contacts in Yahoo also. I will try and share the screen towards the end of the session if I can. Thank you for asking that question. Okay. Now अभी आप ये देखिए कि इसने Saturday March 13th तक के, चूंकि मैंने एक दिन का वो दिया हुआ है, इसने पूरे जितने भी हमने फोटोज लिए थे, we went to the market, I needed some hinges and all, तो अब कौन याद रखे, कौन सैंपल लेके जाए, तो मैंने जैसे ये फोटो है, अब ये एक फोटो खींच ली थी कि भाई मेरे को ऐसा हिंज लेना है मार्केट से, and see it is there on the Google Photos, क्योंकि वो सिंक है, वो synchronized है. मैंने Google Photos में जाके कोई फोटो नहीं खींची है, neither did I upload it. Okay. So if your photographs are synced, अगर आपने उसको sync करके रखा हुआ है, तो you don't need, आपको कोई चिंता नहीं होनी चाहिए. I have some data for 8 hours on WhatsApp. How do I transfer it to pen drive? Okay, I will attend to that also. Kamalji, just give me some time. Okay, I will do that also. Just give me some time. So what happens here is that your pictures are there. Okay, all your pictures, and this does not mean कि सिर्फ आपने जो कैमरा से खींचे हैं. अब मैं आपके आप ये कहेंगे कि भाई व्हाट्सएप में मेरे इमेजेस आते हैं या मेरे पास वीडियोस होते हैं जो कि मेरे को सेव करना है. The third most common thing that comes up. Number one, आपका WhatsApp का अकाउंट कहीं नहीं जाएगा. Your WhatsApp account does not go anywhere. Whether you change your device, आपका सिम नंबर वो होना चाहिए, जहां पे वो सेल फोन नंबर लगेगा वहां पे आपका WhatsApp का वो कॉन्फ़िगर हो जाएगा. अब चलते हैं, let's go to WhatsApp. Now again I have 2 WhatsApp accounts. Okay, this is again something which I will hopefully I should be doing a session on this in the month of April about WhatsApp business as well as
2 WhatsApp accounts.
Sorry.
How can you have 2 WhatsApp accounts?
उषा जी, आप ही लोगों ने मोटिवेट किया है मेरे को कि पढ़ाई भी करो, तो मैंने पढ़ाई भी की और मैं इसके ऊपर एक सेशन बहुत जल्दी लेने जा रहा हूँ. 2 नहीं बल्कि you can create 3 accounts on one device itself.
Okay.
I will be doing a session very soon on that.
Sir, I'm looking forward for that V-recorder, please. Because actually मैं record कर पाती हूँ, लेकिन somehow I don't know, उसमें आवाज नहीं आती है.
अच्छा, वो एक्चुअली हम इधर का स्केड्यूल हमारा एक्चुअली मार्च तक का तो पूरा बन चुका है, So, it's on the website also. So whatever will come up in the month of April. And Usha ji, I would also suggest आप एक काम करें, मेरे इस सेशन के बाद या जो मैं नोट्स भी भेजूं उसमें भी वो सिद्धार्थ की ईमेल आईडी है, जो सपोर्ट वाला जो ग्रुप है, प्लीज राइट योर चैलेंज इन दैट ईमेल आईडी एंड आप उसको एक वो लाइन लिख दें कि प्लीज गेट मी
Sure, I will do that.
Yes, it will help us. He will forward that to me, and
I know, I
we-
understand. Thank
Ji.
you.
Ji. So this is, I was talking about WhatsApp. Forget 2-3 accounts और वो सब उसको छोड़ दें. हम सिर्फ WhatsApp की बात करते हैं. नीचे
Sir,
वाला
I
जो-
got one question on this.
Yes,
After you synchronize your mobile with your Google,
yes.
suppose you delete from the gallery, will it get deleted from the backup also?
No, if you delete it from the device, अगर you device से आप delete कर दें, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, because it's already
अच्छा।
uploaded in the cloud itself. लेकिन हाँ, cloud में से delete करने से पहले आपको सोचना पड़ेगा. But yes, you can delete it from here itself. Okay.
So I can delete from the gallery.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Now,
And second problem, what is happening, that cloud is getting overcrowded.
that is, you got to do cloud management there. There is there are various ways of doing it. I do sessions on that separately. So if you have the time, just attend one of those, the basic one, and you would be able to check on that.
Okay.
Now, one of the things, especially in these photos also, जो आपके डिवाइस पे हैं, इसमें भी सेटिंग्स की ऑप्शन होती है. ओके, अब जैसे मेरे डिवाइस में वो जो 2 डॉट्स हैं ऊपर, वहां पे आप देखो सेटिंग्स की ऑप्शन. I tap into settings. Okay. Now here, the reason why I have kept auto sync off is because I do not want my phone to be synced with the Realme cloud account. Okay. Sync कीजिए तो एक ही जगह पे कीजिए. Don't do it at 2 places. If you do it at 2 places, तो there is a possibility कि वो जो आपके हैंडसेट का जो क्लाउड सर्विस है, जैसे इसका Realme है, मेरा फोन Realme है, तो Realme के क्लाउड में वो चला जाएगा, and then if I don't buy a Realme cloud phone next time, it will become a problem for me. So be very careful about it.
Raju ji, I didn't get 2 places means I didn't get you.
See, if I do an auto sync on, okay, now I do an auto sync on, okay. Now this is, the Hey Tap cloud, which is for this unit, this device, okay. So I'm already using Google Cloud because I'm having a Gmail ID, and this is the other one. I don't want to use this. I exit. Okay. I do not enable this on. So that's why if you are using a Gmail ID or a Yahoo email ID, do not use try and get into the other cloud services. Yes, with Mac it differs. With Apple, the Apple ID is good because they also expect you. Again, they have the same challenge. If you don't have an Apple, device, you would not be able to, download all the details that you have that are synchronized on your Apple device itself. But yes, the advantage is if you have a computer, you can access them from the, from the Mac or from the, iPad. Okay, so in these settings of the gallery itself, do not auto sync from here. Auto sync Gmail में करना है, एक ही जगह पे उसको synchronize करना है जो है. The second thing, अब ये photos हो गया, photos चला गया, contacts हो गया, वो चला गया. अब the third, of course, जहां से बात शुरू हुई थी, is WhatsApp. I go into WhatsApp, okay. And this is my normal, WhatsApp account. Okay. And from here, what we always need to check is go into the settings, right? Settings, 3 dots on the, screen share to hai hai, the 3 dots that you see on the right-hand side of my screen. Okay. Those are, the tabs. I always say explore the dots and the vertical lines, horizontal lines, just tap on them. इसके ऊपर tap करते हैं, so I get all these, these options. I go into settings, right? I go into settings, and from here, of course, you get the various aspects of account, right? Chats, notifications, storage and data, and so on, so forth. Chaliye, let's, again, I cover this in detail in my WhatsApp, in my WhatsApp session on WhatsApp. But nevertheless, I go into, the account, right? From the account, you can literally change your number in case you are, what you call it, sorry. Let me go back. Okay, account. And from what, if in case you are changing your number, of course, with number portability, that thing has, gone off. पहले होता था कि बैंगलोर से बॉम्बे आ गए या बॉम्बे से अगर दिल्ली आ गए तो नंबर ही दूसरा लेना पड़ता था. Now that thing is gone off. Okay, so you don't need to literally, unless for some reason you are changing your number, you can do that from here. In case you want to delete your account, now one of the things is, I'm talking about this step in advance. After doing all the confirming all the details, do not delete your account from here. Okay, do not delete your account from here. One of the things, I repeat, do not delete the account from here. Let that account be. Let all the details be there on the phone. First, be very sure that everything is there on your second device. Okay. Now I go into privacy. Privacy, chaliye, ye sab, these things are there and no problem. I'm not going into, the privacy. I'm, the security, let's check that. I'm not interested in security right now. There is a lot of controversy regarding their, their controversy. So let's not get into that. I go into storage and data. Notifications, I'm not interested very much. I go into storage and data. Okay. And here, the thing is that from here, I check on network usage. Now, okay, use less data, no problem. Now, when using mobile, one of the things that you need to see that when you're using, mobile data, it gives you options that what you want to download. Okay. By default, it comes that everything is downloaded. So in case you are getting fed up of things, videos which I just tap open and, they are getting downloaded, you have enabled that from here itself. You got to disable that. Okay. So, when connected with on Wi-Fi, of course, I am at home. I just give it, all data that is there. And when roaming, it says no media. Well, gone are the days when roaming used to cost us a lot. I just give it, photos, and I do an okay. Okay. And at the same time, I go on to, the storage space. Let's leave that. There is no point of kind of going into that. What we literally, go into is, where is the, okay, okay. Thanks, Ishita. Great to see you. One of the things is the privacy, read receipts, groups, live location. Okay. Sorry about that. Account help. Yes. Storage and data, notifications, chats, help. Let's see. Help centers. Okay. This goes off into what I was trying to check was, you do a live demo of that, in the sense they have they have an option, which says that you can, which allows you to store your WhatsApp onto onto the cloud services itself. And when you enable that, it backs up the WhatsApp chats and everything onto the cloud. Okay, new WhatsApp web settings. Okay, I will come to that. Thoda sa it's maybe getting off my mind. Now three things are, you can call it, they are taken care of. Okay. The fourth thing that is taken care of is all the apps where you have accounts. Okay. What you could do is you could make of course, a list of all the apps that you are using. Make a hard copy list, make a list of all the apps that you are using, and reinstall them. As it is, you would have to reinstall them. Now, this is the longer process I'm talking about. Just synchronize your contacts, synchronize your mails, synchronize everything, and do that. The shorter process, of course, is, like, for example, if you have a Samsung or one of the upper end phones, go into the settings, search for phone clone, or, migrate data, or, transfer data. Search for those services there. One of the other things, that I would literally say, just to be on, just to make you feel just to make you feel a bit comfortable about, is the contacts. What you could do with the contacts is, of course, all the contacts are there in the Gmail ID. What you could do is, from the contacts itself, you could, now in the contacts that you have, okay, now this is not Google Contacts, this is the phone's contacts. There is an option here, again, those two dots, of course, it would depend from, here or there. I go into settings, and from the settings itself, I, switch on the what you call it, a few things that are there. And secondly, what I do is I go into the app settings. Okay, I go into the app settings, and from the app set, or in the system setting as such, from this, literally, I go into the apps that I have. Okay. Now, this is, the app management, as they call it. Go into app management, and if you need to literally, if you're not very, if there are too many apps on your phone and you're not very, familiar with how many apps there are, tap on app list. Okay. When you tap on app list, it will give you a list of all the apps that you have on your phone itself. Okay. And from here, you could literally make a list of the apps that you want to, get into the other phone, on the other phone. So you can, do that from here itself. The second thing is, in the, I can go into show system. And from here, like, for example, this Android access and all, I'm not really going into, their details. It gives me, the while, okay, sorry about that. Just message came up. Okay, let me go back. Okay. Now, what you can do from the app management is, again, like I said, take your, make a list of all the apps that you have. And before, when you are confirmed, when you have confirmed that, your data on the other, on the in the other phone is equally good, in the sense you have accessed all the services that are there. What we do is we go into, into the settings. Now, these settings could differ from phone to phone, and where it could be either in the convenience tools, or best is in the settings there is a search bar. In the settings, let's go into the settings, and from the settings in the search bar, let's type, this is standard, okay, factory reset. Okay, before okay, it doesn't take factory reset. Let's go. Yeah, sorry, it had not, now, this is, before you kind of discard your phone, okay, the older phone, one of the things that you need to do is you need to erase all data. Simple and straight as that. What erase all data means that, it will show you, it will give you a complete list. Okay, that one thing, that erase downloaded, reset system settings only, which means that the settings of the phone. The other option is, erase downloaded apps and their data. You should do erase download or downloaded apps and their data. The complete, the thing there. Erase contacts and call logs. Everything will be erased. Erase SMS and MMS. Yes, you can erase all this. Before, doing this is the final step before discarding your old phone. But before that, make sure that all your data is there on the new phone. Otherwise, once this is erased, we will not be able to kind of get it back. And once that is done, of course, I will not do a demo of that, because if I do it, then I lose everything that is there, all the apps and everything, and it will take me a decent amount of time to download them. You erase that from your old phone, but make sure that everything is there in the first, in the new phone itself. The other thing that, that you
How
let's
do
go
you
ahead.
transfer to the new phone, sir? All the
Sorry?
data from this, all the data from this phone, how will you transfer to the other phone?
Madam, like I said, if you're using a Gmail ID, your mail is not going to go anywhere. Your contacts, if you have synchronized it with the Google Contacts, they will not go anywhere. If your photos, if you have synchronized the gallery to your Google Photos, they will not go anywhere. You just need to configure that same Gmail ID into the new phone, and all the apps for photos and contacts will come up there, and your photos will come up on the new device itself. So your basic and the WhatsApp, again, there is a provision to, back up the settings, in which you can back up the WhatsApp chat onto, the Google account itself. And from there, once you put in the new, what you call it, SIM it will again ask you for that SMS, and it will exchange that OTP and SMS. And once you put that in, automatically it will download the data from where you have synchronized it. Yes, I would definitely say synchronize it across an email ID rather than the cloud services offered by the manufacturers. Besides Apple, because Apple, you don't have any option there. And Apple Plus, you can access it from other devices also of Apple. So,
how do you copy your music?
How do you copy your music? You mean
Yeah.
to say your music gallery?
Downloaded songs.
Downloaded songs. Transfer
Yeah.
them to the SD card. Transfer them to the SD card, or if you have what you call it, Bluetooth enabled on both the devices, just transfer it by Bluetooth also. Okay. Now, one of the things that under the additional settings, like for example of this phone, under additional settings, it gives me the option of what you call it, the of backup and reset. I tap on this, and when I tap on this, it will basically, once again, backup and restore. And you see there is an arrow key beyond that. I go into that, and when I go into that again, it kind of this will lead me to the what you call it, to the Realme thing. Now I don't want to do that. I exit from here. Okay, I back up my data, and in Google Backup, if you see there, Google Backup. Okay, I do it on Google, back up my data, Wi-Fi, passwords, XYZ. Now backup accounts. Now this is my Gmail ID, which I, from where I do it. Automatic restore. Okay, in the sense that when I, when I reinstall these apps into the new phone, okay, then what we can do is it will automatically, download all the data from that email ID. Okay, so you just see that you have your backup accounts enabled there, and when now when I tap in this
Raju ji, this settings has to be done in the old phone only in the Gmail account, whatever you said right now.
Yes, this is not, yes, this particular setting that I am talking about is the setting in the device on the hand phone. I will
The old
repeat
one.
that.
Before
Yeah.
you transfer.
Yes, before doing your, once you connect, once you connect your phone, then what needs to be done is, you see this backup and reset. When you tap on backup and reset, I tap on this, and it says that backup accounts. Okay. Now, since my Gmail IDs are configured here, I have chosen this account, which I use. If you see, all the other accounts are here also, but I do not do my backup there on these accounts. I use only one account. Okay. And then I have also enabled that automatically restore backup settings and data when you reinstall apps. So as soon as you, once you are done this, and you have created your new, what you call it, your ID on the new phone, you have configured that, it will automatically start downloading, whatever you have done from here itself. Okay, so this is something, and post that, when you have done everything, when you are very clear that, everything is good, then hit on erase all data, or what we call as factory reset. Because if you do that beforehand, then you lose a lot of data, then you lose whatever is lost cannot be recovered after that. So be very, very careful. When before you hit the erase all data or factory reset, button there, and you should always do this before shutting off your phone, because then there is no data on the phone, there is no contacts on the phone, there is it is absolutely as you bought it from the factory. Even the software version, the phone's software changes to the older version itself in some cases, and all the apps get deleted from your phone itself. The second thing, of course, if you have an SD card installed, remove your SD card from the device itself. If you are using two, SIM cards, remove all, the SIM cards and SD card, so that the phone can be stored or given to anybody, anybody else, and it does not have any data there. So I just hope that what I have, what I have said makes some sense, and would be helpful. Would be helpful to you for when you change your phone, or when you change your phone for any reason itself. Any questions, please? Okay, let me stop sharing my screen. This is what happens on the, yeah. Okay. Any questions from anywhere? Yes. I think as Deepak ji had asked, where how can you transfer the music itself? Okay. If you have music on your SD card, there's one more setting. That let me see. What's the time like? Oh wow, it's 7 o'clock. Okay. Yes, there is no doubt, Uma, it requires some practice, but this is the, and, if you want to literally cut this very short, of course, I have never tried it, and I would not be able to, share any opinion on that. What you could do is, go into Play Store. And in the Play Store itself, what you could do is from here, what you could do is you could search for, phone, phone cloner. Okay. Now these are, various apps that are there. Okay. And this switch phone is also there now, or switch phone or clone it, or those kind of things. Okay. Now, one of the things, like, if you say use switch phone, I have heard about this. Now, when you, when you look at this app, what it enables you is you can, you need to download this on the, what you call it, the new phone also. And at the same time, you can do it, you have to download this on the previous phone also. And this app does all the work, and at the same time, the advantage of using this app is that it transfers the, what you call it, the apps also. all the apps that are there, then you don't have to really, download this. Okay, Usha ji, the name of the app is, I have not really used this, but you can look for, switch phone. I'll put that in the chat. Switch phone. Okay. Or what you could also do is you could write it,
Is
I
it,
can.
is it smart switch? Smart switch, is it?
It's switch phone. Yes, smart switch is also there. I have not used these apps, Maya, to be honest with you, and that's why I cannot say much about them. Now, this, you can. I think smart switch is already inbuilt. It's an inbuilt function in the Samsung
Samsung.
phones. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When you have that and you are, you want to change those, like I said, there are a few phones which have that inbuilt, and then, I mean, if you have those, nothing to beat that. But if not, even if you are using an Android 4, 5, 6 version till now, you can follow the techniques that I have mentioned, or because these apps most probably will not work also in the older, the older versions of Android. So that was, about the just the last bit. If you need to do a real quick job, you don't want to do lots of idhar udhar and play around with technology. Get one of these apps on both the phones. But yes, what you need to be okay. Antivirus, yes, I can do that. Not a challenge. I will be doing something in computer basics, computer basics 1, 2, and 3 this month. So if you have time, join that, because reference will be made to that, to the antivirus there. Okay, so and once you have these apps, you can do it straight off. If supposing you are still not very conversant with the technology, चलो ठीक है, हम अपने आप ही Google को तो सब कुछ पता ही है, तो जो उसको पता है वो नए फोन में ले आओ जो है, and your accounts do not go anywhere. It's simple and straight as that. So just be very kind of safe on that, and but yes, be very confident while doing this. Yes, one more thing, that okay, you all would be knowing how to access the SD card, I'm sure, or should I just do a small demo of that also before removing an SD card?
Yes, I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I will.
Very important. Very important.
Yes, sir. No doubt about that. मैं तभी आपको देख के ही मेरे को याद आया था कि वो जो है अभी कुछ नवीन जी बोल नहीं रहे हैं, ऐसी चीज बोलेंगे जो कि मतलब हाँ जी. अब ये देखिए, I go into my settings, right? And in the settings itself, there are I scroll through do all these. Forget about that. I just, in the settings itself, I go into storage, STORAGE. Okay. And I go into storage, additional settings. It says storage, right? It gives me all the details. मेरे phone की 35 GB 64 GB total इसकी जो वो है, this is the this is the capacity, out of which 35.2 I have already used. Okay, and how have I used that? Uska details are coming below. That it's 132 MB of images, 666 MB of of videos, which is quite a lot. I have to delete some of that. And niche, it gives me SD card. I have 14 GB space on my SD card also. I go into this, And I can okay, pehle isko band kare. Yeah, now it says that 16 GB was the total. I'm using 1.65 GB. There are some material that is there. One of the things that we can do from here is we can transfer data. Abhi wo jo hai transfer to SD card. Now what can I transfer? I can I can transfer some of the screen recordings, some screenshots. I can transfer files received by Bluetooth. Okay, so if you have any of those music and all which is scattered lying here and there, you can simply one of the things is you can either upload it to the cloud or transfer it to the SD card itself. And if you are literally, if you want, if you've taken care of everything, you can format your SD card. It will be absolutely wiped out. It will become new. Then instead of showing, 1.65 GB used, it will show, of course, it will not come back to 16. There is still some system files that remain there, but, it takes onto that itself. And now I do not have, the OTG enabled here. Otherwise, it would, otherwise what it would do is it would show me, the OTG connection also. And so this was, and of course, to, before, as they say, to, remove an SD card, if you have to remove your SD card, switch off the phone. Don't remove it in the, when the phone is still running. So what you do is you remove the, you switch off the phone, and OTG is on the go, Deepak ji. That is if you need to connect some other devices to your phone. Okay, so that was about the about the about the session. Any questions? If there are, and Maya, I sent you a message. If you could just respond to me on in the same way.
I'll just check.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you're comfortable, fine. Otherwise, not a challenge. It's just that I had received this request. Welcome, Mukulji. Sorry, I saw you just now. My apologies. I did not, see you earlier.
So one question.
Yes, Sheila ji. Sheila ji, your voice is cracking.
How do you remove the SD card from the phone?
See, the SD card, if you have a very old, what you call it, phone, what will happen is, like, for example, I have something like that here. Now I'll put that on camera if you can see. Now, this is one of the very old phones, okay? Android 4, right? Okay. Thanks, Ma. Thanks. And, now from here, slots are different. Okay. Just let me mute. Okay. Now, you see that now this is an old phone. Okay. The SD card is there. These slots that are there. You first have to remove the battery. And once you have removed the battery, then you can pull them out. Okay. So that is very safe. In the older ones, it was safe. Nowadays, it becomes slightly challenging. Of course, I cannot do that right now because the phone is still connected here. There is a pin, I use that the smartphone. There is a pin which comes along with the with the device itself. You use that pin to extract the carriage and that carriage has the SIM card as well as the SD card. But before doing that, like I said, always switch off the phone. Just don't, in a running phone, don't try this, basically. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. नवीन जी, आप कुछ कह रहे हैं? आप ज्ञानी आदमी, आप खाली आराम से बैठे रहते हैं, मेरा मजाक करते रहते हैं वहां पे जो है। आज कुछ आप बोल नहीं रहे हैं, क्या बात है? तबीयत तो ठीक है? ओके, सब ठीक है, गुड। Okay, any questions? If I may, if I may ask any questions. If not, I have put my, the feedback link, and like what we call it, Umaji said she needs a session on antivirus and softwares and all. If you all could put in some of the topics that you feel, or any technological, this thing, and that you wish that, any technological challenges that you're facing, just put them in, in the feedback, in the comments section, and we definitely will, take up a session on that. Okay. So that was about everything, and I again, my sincere thanks to everybody, especially those whom I could not, wish before the session. Rumaji, Mr. Beena Shetty. Okay. Thank you, Deepak ji. Really appreciate your comments there. Of course, Kamal, Rita, Naveen ji, my good friend. I really appreciate your taking time, and really am look forward to seeing you all in many more sessions. Okay, thanks, Sheila. Actually, one of the challenges about phones, smartphones especially, is that the navigation buttons, they change from manufacturer to manufacturer. So, while I can do a demo on, say, my Realme phone, if you're having a Samsung phone, or if somebody is having a Motorola phone, you may not be able to follow what I am trying to say. That is the challenge. Yes, laptops I'm doing, computers I'm doing. All these sessions are coming up in March itself, because they are more standardized. A smartphone, yes, functions are there, but I couldn't call them that anybody having, like I have the one phone that I showed you. It's an Android 4. Most of the apps also will not come up here. If I do a demo from that, you won't see any of the functions from in that phone. So that does become a challenge, but and it will more be theoretical. I mean, I can do the explaining that just look at this from here, look at this from here. That's all that I would be able to do in those sessions. I would love to. I will keep that your suggestion in mind, and I will look at that also.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Welcome. Okay, thank you everybody for sparing your time. I really again appreciate your participation on this excellent platform of Get Set Up, all for seniors, by seniors, meeting virtually, which is one of the biggest boons. Otherwise, घर में बैठे-बैठे क्या करते, यही सोचने में जो है वो परेशान हो जाते हैं जो है. So at least come se come we meet each other, greet each other, exchange some information, get motivation from peers. Saroja ji is so patient. She sits through all the sessions. I think she's what they call it, a sponge would be a small word for information or for knowledge. She specializes in so many things, but still, for my sessions, she is there. Same with Sheila ji, Mukul. I mean, now Mukul is an IIT, and हम लोग जब पढ़ते थे तो IIT में अगर पास कोई चला गया तो उसके बाद तो उसका लेवल थोड़ा सा ऊपर हो जाता था, और वहाँ का जो पास आउट होता था, somebody who's passed out from IIT, to hell with what we used to think, not them. They were humble souls. They were humble souls. हम लोग को ये लगता था यार IIT में ये पढ़ लिया है तो अब ये छोड़ेगा किस चीज को, कौन सी पढ़ाई है जो कि इससे छूट जाएगी. And really, I mean, seeing Mukul and even Ravi जो इनके colleague हैं, दोनों ही जने participate so actively, it really motivates us to kind of keep up the pace, and of course हमारे रोल यही लोग. Okay, thank you everybody. I really appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you all in future sessions. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Sure.